Hey everyone, I am really stoked today because today I get to start announcing the names of the people who will be joining me in Genesis ReTouched. To get all this going, I'm going to start with the gentleman who's going to be handling the part of Phil Collins. This is the person I needed to fill first, as it needed to be someone that I could build the project around, someone who could not only sing the parts, but play drums as well. For those of you who know, Phil's drumming chops are nothing less than amazing. The parts he has written and the way he's recorded them have become legendary in musical circles. But Phil's vocal style is quite unique and his range is really quite high. So finding someone to be able to not only sing the material, but also play the various percussion parts the way Phil and Chester did together live was like finding a unicorn. Thankfully for me, unicorns still exist. This gentleman has a fabulous background. He's played and sang for Asia, a Steely Dan tribute, Catalina Wine Mixer, a yacht rock project, Cincinnati Transit Authority, a Chicago tribute, and so many more. He's also a founding member of the celebrated a cappella group No Promises Vocal Band. As you can tell, I'm not worthy already. I'm proud and blessed to introduce Adam Wheeler.
Well, thank you, Jim. I feel like I'm the lucky one here with this opportunity to work with such a terrific group of musicians, and above all, to get to play this incredible music that spans a couple of decades and beyond. So thank you.
Thanks, Adam. You've got quite an amazing pedigree when it comes to music and performing, and I've only really scratched the surface of what you've done with my introduction. That being the case, I've got to ask you, what drew you to this project?
Yeah, well, the music of Genesis, and in particular Phil's drumming, were major influences on my playing. I've talked a lot with other people about this idea that the music that you listen to when you're young, especially for some reason in your teenage years, it has this sort of lasting effect on you. And I always remembered growing up with Genesis in the 80s, but I think when I was around maybe 13 or so, I discovered some of those earlier albums. Foxtrot in particular, I think, was the first that I really, heard. And it was around that time I just discovered what an incredible drummer Phil was. I completely dove into the catalog, playing along to all those albums for years, and it just really blew my mind to hear music like that. I was struck by not only how impressive Phil's playing was, but how musical of a drummer he was. Really the whole band, were great musicians. And it just shaped my playing. I found it to be more challenging than any other music I had heard up to that point. Not only did it make me want to be a musician, but it made me want to be a better musician. So, needless to say, an opportunity to recreate some of this material was just a no-brainer for me.
Just as everyone else in Genesis ReTouched, you've got very large shoes to fill. And in this case, fronting the band vocally and then going back and playing drums when the opportunity presents itself. What do you find the biggest challenges for you coming into this project?
I think that is the biggest challenge of the project for me, the actual juggling of multiple roles, like you said. I'm no stranger to playing drums while singing, and that's something I've done pretty much the vast majority of my career as a musician, but it's very different when you're not behind the kit and you need to get out front and directly connect with an audience, really sell what you're singing. So that's new. That's kind of new for me, but it's something I'm really looking forward to. But like Phil always said about himself, it's the same for me. I view myself as a drummer first and then a singer, not the other way around. And the music always has to come first and foremost. But I've just been having a blast going back through the material, the live performances, revisiting these songs. And I do have some little fun things for the live shows. I'm going to be using a replica Phil Collins drum kit for all of the live performances. Located a guy in Kansas who custom made all of the toms to match Phil's kit, all 6 of them. And aside from the fact that I'm not setting them up left-handed, even though I am a lefty, I play right-handed, everything will be set up just like Genesis did live for the most part, including double drums. So it's kind of a dream gig for me, and goes without saying, it's I'm pretty pumped for this one.
Thank you, Adam, so much. I'm so grateful to have you on board for this. And everyone, if you can't tell already, this project is shaping up to be something really special, not for just the diehard Genesis fan, but for the casual fan of the music as well. And Adam is the first of a list of Class A musicians who will be joining us in this endeavor. So please follow us on Facebook, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and please tell your friends about what we're doing here. And I'll have another face to announce next week. Thanks, everyone. See you soon.
Jesus, he knows me.